Hello, welcome to episode number 7 of the Blame Game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Richard, with our other co-host, Dallas. Dallas, how are you doing?
Doing quite well, thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you, thank you. Hi, everybody.
This week we have a special guest. Finally, it's hard to get guests now since people have heard what Dallas talks about. But our good friend Antonio decided to join us this week. We are very happy to have him. Antonio, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. How are both of you doing?
Good. Thank you.
I'm doing good because I just got back from the beach.
Yay! And you didn't take us.
Not even
I
an
would never.
invitation, Antonio.
I wouldn't take Dallas anywhere.
This I know.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't even bother mentioning it because I know not to expect an invite.
Yep.
Antonio. You should have your feelings hurt, though.
First off, let me remind everyone what the Blame Game podcast is. It's a roundtable discussion among friends on various topics. Each person will bring a topic or a question to the table for us to talk about. This can vary from video games, pop culture, movies, TV shows, what ifs, really anything that comes to mind. In this episode, we do have a special guest, so we will have 3 topics. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I will break down the topics and post them each day after the podcast goes live. So if you're interested in one specific topic, just head over to the YouTube page, which you can just search the Blame Game podcast on YouTube, and you'll find it. But also, if you are interested in being on the show, hit me up on Twitter, Blame Margo, or on the YouTube page, and hopefully we can have another guest, and maybe you can sit at the round table with us, and we can get your perspective on things. Is going to be for Dallas. What do you got for us?
Gentlemen, I drink, you drink, we all drink alcohol. Now, I'm not a big drinker, to be honest. So this isn't like, hey, I want to talk about my alcoholism or my constant drinking problem. But it is something we all dive into once in a while, especially socially, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been what's the word? In a lot more situations lately to where I find myself drinking. So, and I don't.
Do you need to talk about it?
No, it's okay. But anyway, that's nothing bad. It's all good.
It sounded terrible. You're like,
I know.
Situation now that I just
If you need help, blink twice.
I'm in a lot more social situations where I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just to clarify, I'm not in a bad place. Anyway, and so I used to. It was easy. Get a beer. Bud Light, and I switched to like a wheat beer. I really was into the German beers for a long time. But let me tell you something, gentlemen. Those things are filling, and it's bad enough. I get fat enough with all the double cheeseburgers and stuff I eat. That beer just adds. It's so horrible. So I've transitioned myself over. I find myself cocktails, whether it's a Moscow Mule or a rum and coke, and I definitely say I'm more of a rum and coke person these days. Also, other, Mai Tai, whatever rum-based fruity drink. I'm not a big fruity drink person, but rum and coke is typically my thing. So I just wanted to ask you, gentlemen, is it beer? Is it wine? Is it cocktails? Is it a hard, stiff one? Um, and when you, I can't, I'm immature. So, and when's the last time you threw one back and just really let go? How long ago was it? And yeah, what's in your refrigerator right now, if anything? Guests get to go first.
Okay. Well, I do.
I want to point one out before Timothy goes.
Sure thing.
That was the longest. I think that might have the Blame Game record for the longest question in the history of questions.
No, it wasn't just a question. It was some informative. Shut up. Go ahead, Tony.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay.
2 minutes.
So, yeah. So I am definitely a more simple person. I'm definitely not hardcore drinker or anything. So I'm kind of more. I'm basic. I will have just a simple Chardonnay or whatever. Just crack a whole one back after a long day of work and everything. Just I freaking need this right now so bad. Dealing with people sometimes. Just some people really get you on your nerves, and you just need to crack one back.
So are
But
you a fan of those hard seltzers, if you will, with those Trulies, those White Claws that everybody
yeah, White
drinks these days?
Claws, definitely white wine over red wine or anything of that sort with me. Um, but I do have one hardcore alcohol story, and it was the first time I ever really had a drink. And I swore I would never repeat that one again.
Interesting. What? Please share, Antonio. Please.
So, 21st birthday, um we were finishing up exams and all that. 21st birthday came, I went, and then me and a couple buddies in college, we decided we're gonna do go celebrate. We're all 21 now. We can go drink. Let's go to the bar by the college. Um, we were, let's just say we were stupid. I'm gonna put it plain and simple. We went
Alcohol
to,
and stupid go hand in hand.
yes, brand new 21-year-olds, and yeah, let's go drink. So we go to the college bar, and this bar has this thing called the Twister, that they called it, and on the menu, enthusiasts only. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And we're done with school. We're free. We're men. Let's do this. So we ordered this Twister, and the waitress just looks at this complete group of morons and like, you're sure about this, right? Yeah, give it to us. It's like, you're sure about this? You read it? You read all the stuff that's in this drink, right?
Did they make you
let's
sign
do
a
it.
waiver?
We didn't sign a waiver or anything,
All
but
right, you're good. You're good.
yeah. So she just goes into the kitchen, says one Twister, and we're scarfing down burgers. We scarf down our food and all that. The drink takes longer to make than the food did. So they blend. Okay, she carts out this massive bowl that's like bigger than your head, and this thing has God, what was it? It had everything: rum, tequila, champagne. It had every hardcore thing you could think of in this bowl that's bigger than your head. And she just hands us these drinks and says, "Good luck." So we just like, hell yeah. We kick back, we pour ourselves this massive bowl that we could not finish. There was like 5-6 of us that night. We couldn't finish this bowl. It was so big. And I cannot remember what happened that night. And that is my one hardcore experience. I cannot remember what happened that night. I was so blackout drunk. We were done with exams. I woke up in my buddy's dorm. None of us could remember what we did.
Time out. You woke up in your buddy's dorm,
Yep.
and you can't remember what you did.
Nope, we could not remember. All I remember is we stumbled back into his apartment. I don't know. We did stuff in that dorm. Just whether we were bumbling about, just talking about the world.
You should be careful.
Well, to get fair, I've had plenty of nights that I blacked out.
I can't say that I really have.
Yeah, and I just woke up on the floor of my friend's apartment. And when I woke up, all my other buddies were just passed out. So clearly, either someone guided us back to his apartment, or one of us was less drunk than the others and managed to find our way back. But we just woke up into his apartment, and we just said, "Yeah, we're not doing this again," because that was the worst hangover of my life. And
yeah.
Responsibly ever since.
You learned at an early age.
Yes.
Drink responsibly.
I did not. It took me years to learn that lesson. If you ask me what my drinking choice is now versus when I was 21, it's completely different. Now I usually will stick to a good old fashioned. If I'm a little spicy,
drink an old fashioned.
If I'm a little spicy, well, mine's all whiskey related because it's either an old fashioned or I'll do a whiskey sour. Or I'll just do like I don't know. I just I stick to my Kentucky, Tennessee whiskeys or bourbons, and those are the ones I like. I mean, Maker's Mark is probably my favorite, and I just stick around to that now because I don't go out drinking anymore. Um, I just something if I have like one or so at home. But in my early 20s, it would literally be anything. I would be anything that really my goal when I was 21, I would drink anything because I always tried to get out from buying them. I would be the guy that was trying to get the ladies to buy me drinks. Um,
Not all of us
so
have
Oh
your
my.
hair, Richard.
what?
Not all of us have
Uh,
your hair, Richard.
So I would drink anything and get drunk a lot. If you go from me from 21 to probably 25, 26, probably, I was going out drinking a lot at bars, at clubs. Um, there's been plenty of nights where I woke up in someone's backyard or my backyard in the winter, sleeping in the ground.
that sounds
Um,
familiar.
so I've
I've
had
ne-
stories where I've
never
blacked
done
out
this.
drinking while dancing, and women try to pick me up and take me to their dungeon to do ungodly things to
Oh,
me.
I've heard this story.
Oh, this story.
I have that story. I have ones where it was one uh, St. Patrick's Day. I was at this, which I don't even listen to country music, but it was at a country club. We were drinking. I didn't even remember. It was cranberry and vodka or something. I forgot what it was. So obviously, it's a pink drink. So I drank so many at the bar that I was going to get sick. And my thing of when I used to go out drinking, I would vomit every time, and I already knew it because what happens is I'm half Asian. For anyone that is out there that doesn't know, I actually have an allergy to alcohol. So when I have one or two drinks, I turn full flush and I overheat because I have an allergy to alcohol. It never stopped me from drinking, but what will happen is I would drink maybe four, six drinks, and I would get physically sick. So I would have to vomit, so then I could
Then
feel
you
better,
start
and then I
over.
would drink more. Then I could drink
Oh
more, and
my
I could drink all
god.
night
Let me
after I
tell
get
you
sick.
something. There is a secret, and it's not really a secret, but it's not something I'm proud of per se. But there's this little magic stuff you could get that you just would accompany your drinking. You could drink all night like you never freaking drank in your
Not if
life.
you have an allergy. I literally have like I have like they always say the Asian glow. It's just an allergy.
Yeah.
So for me, one night on a St. Patrick's Day, we were drinking those. I knew I had to. This club was shoulder to shoulder packed. I'm trying to make my way to the bathroom to be a gentleman because I've thrown up in plenty of ashtrays, under chairs, under tables. Don't even care. Went outside on the sidewalk. I don't care. But I was
Oh
trying to
my.
make it to the bathroom. I couldn't hold it because it was shoulder to shoulder. This guy in front of me was probably 3 times bigger than me, all muscular,
Oh no.
and he would not fucking move out the goddamn way. So I'm trying to push it. I can't do it. It's coming out. Ain't nothing I can stop about it. He was wearing a white polo. I remember to the day I can close my eyes and I can envision the blurry moment of me walking, trying to push people out the way. I can't hold it anymore. I vomit, and it was the most vomit I've ever had in my life. It was not like my normal puking is like, it's just like, "Bleh," and then I'm done. I can drink more. This one was like everything I had. Old Charlie's,
Like
if
a
you know what that
geyser.
is.
Like a
Oh
geyser.
no.
It was nasty. It puked and went out, but the club was so packed that it went right on his top
Oh,
shoulder blade,
yes. Oh,
No.
down his back, down his back.
no.
No, no, no. It went down
Oh
his back,
no.
and then I did the most punk move ever. I knew it was coming. I don't want to get my ass kicked. So right when I puked, as I was coming down, I did a tuck and roll backwards. So I puked and tucked and went between two people, so that they
So
wouldn't
he
know.
doesn't know it's you.
I turned around and he looked around like, "What the?" and then he like touched his back. I was like, what the fuck? And had to take a shot, and then he got pissed off because then he's looking around at all the people around him. Who the fuck just puked on me? And I ducked, went to the fence, and said, guys,
Oh no!
I might have to leave because I just puked on the biggest guy here, and if somebody puts me out, he's going to kick my ass. Um, Fortunately, they didn't know. I did a very good job of at that point in my
Fucking
life.
rolling.
I knew how to puke when I was drunk, so I would puke like covering almost my mouth, let it out, and then I could roll because there was, like I mentioned earlier, there was plenty of times where I'm sitting there and I had to puke, then I would just bend over and puke in the ashtray, and then just roll on my day, which is disgusting now that
That
I'm
is
thinking about.
disgusting.
But you know, it is what it is. You know,
I hated puking so much, and I
it,
was
it, it,
I didn't have an allergy. But if you
no,
drink
when I
too much, you puke. That's just what happens, and it's only
but
happened
if you
to me a
puke
handful of times.
for me, puking while drunk is like liberating.
It's like I was gonna say,
It
it's
is
just part of the process for you.
it was a problem process because I knew I could not get too drunk
That's amazing.
before I had to puke, and then I could drink all night,
You
and
have
I wouldn't puke again.
you have a built-in reset.
It's a reset, man.
Really?
But
You have a
it
built-in
was
reset.
I would drink 4 to 6 drinks, puke, then I could drink 15, and I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the night. Going whatever. Give me
Yeah.
whatever you have. Now I can't do that. I'm too old. I just drink and I come home, get my little whiskey glass,
So it
just
doesn't
have a
really
little bit,
sound
but
like any
not
of us
much, not
are
much.
really drinkers per
I wouldn't
se
do
per
that
day.
much. I don't. I haven't went out and got drunk in years.
But
Years.
I got pretty feeling good the other night, but not, I'm like drunk. So, question:
So I don't do that anymore.
if you're going to the grocery store right now, are you buying and you're having some friends over for dinner, whatever? You want to have some drinks? Are you buying beer, wine, and what are you getting?
Mine would be wine now at this point. If I was having people over, it
Wine.
would be wine.
Fuck that! I'm still getting beer.
Well,
Of
you asked the
course.
question. It would be that
I
because
did. I mean, I'm just saying. No, I can't do it. No. You want to drink beer, wine? Go to Santa Barbara. Here, we're having some freaking beer. You want some
Of
fancy
course.
beer? I'll get you Michelob Ultra. That'll work.
You got
Must
the
be the
Ultra?
difference as of the country.
Well, Michelob Ultra's like no. It's like probably the less filling beer you can have. It's like you can drink more of it. That's the only advantage.
Only like what? It's only like 6% or something.
Oh no, the
12%.
alcohol is here in California is like 6, but the carbs or the filling, whatever that bullshit
Oh
is,
yeah.
Yeah,
it's extremely like light. Like there's
I
nothing
getcha.
lighter.
I want to look it up now. Yeah, it's 95 calories too.
Man, Michelob Ultra is the way to go if you're
Hey,
gonna drink
hey,
beer.
I just googled Michelob Ultra, Dallas, and you know what the number 2 search or number 1 search for Michelob Ultra is? Is Michelob Ultra the healthiest beer?
Okay,
Question is yes because it has
yeah.
95 calories.
Oh,
Guess what number 2 is? And it's 4.2% alcohol. The number
Well,
2,
no, it's 6% here in California. It's different alcohol levels in
the
different
number
states.
2 Michelob Ultra Google search is Michelob Ultra a girl beer?
I don't care. uh,
And it says yes. Well, there's only 95 calories in a serving and only 2 grams of sugar.
yeah, it's
Contains
really
only 6 grams.
it's good. I'm telling you,
who
if
is
you're gonna drink
who
beer,
is googling these questions?
people that want to make sure they're taking the healthiest option.
I want to drink a beer, but I want to make sure it's healthy.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's California.
Well, that's my. I could probably tell. I have a lot of stories. Some of them might be a little X-rated, so I don't know if we can go too far.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
I will go one story per podcast. So if you want to
Yeah.
hear some more, let me know, and we'll have to make. Well, maybe me and Dallas will just do a whole drunken story thing, and it'll just be
Yeah,
me
I
telling
definitely
stories.
have drunken stories. Most of them that end up. Oh, really quick, I'll tell one really quick because I didn't really tell a drunken story. So we had a Christmas party, company Christmas party, worst place to get super drunk, and I did. We were just buying each other shots, one department and another department, and like stealing each other's credit cards, that type of stuff. So it was really getting out of hand. And they at this place they had these like yards, like a yard house. I don't know if you guys have yard house, the restaurant yard house.
No.
Anyway, that's
I
like
don't know what it is.
it's a glass. It's like a giant yard long glass that they fill with beer. Okay, it's just one of the things. So when you drink it, you can like
Oh no. So here we have. It's not. It's like it almost looks like a big glass dome.
Almost,
But the
yeah.
problem
Yeah.
though is you turn it on. It's like a tap
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's no tap. You literally lift this sucker up. Anyways, I was really drunk, and then all of a sudden I get this call. I was doing a charity for my kids' preschool. It was Toys for Tots. I was working directly with the fire department. Okay, so the fire department calls me. I'm fucking drunk, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta come pick up these toys." I'm like, and I had to go right then. So I just had a coworker come with me who wasn't drunk. I still drove like an idiot. To this day, I didn't get in an accident. Everything's good. But I was on my way out of the restaurant. I knocked over one of those giant yard glasses of beer.
Oh.
It broke. Just I was, the embarrassment of the party the next day. You know, that guy that everybody talks about at the party. The next day at work, because I broke that shit, and then I had to go to a fire department and pick up. I brought my coworker who's a really young hot girl, and so they were mesmerized with her. Thank God. While I just like loaded up the car with shit and said, "All right, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here." But yeah, that was an embarrassing moment for me.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Only one drunk story per podcast.
They probably still talk about it.
s-
Because the work drunk. The problem with getting
Worst.
drunk at work or at work
Worst.
functions is you'll hear the story
Yeah.
over and over
Yes.
every
Yep.
Every year. Every year.
Every time.
I know.
There's still a story at my company
Not
where
that company
those-
anymore, thank goodness.
well, they're still telling the story.
Well, actually, they got
Is it-
dissolved and bought by someone else.
Oh,
Some of those
well, okay,
people
then
do
never
work
mind.
with me today.
Then they probably tell the story because
We
there's
do.
something that
We do.
happened 10 years, like 6 years ago now at ours, where one of the people got arrested at a company function, and they still tell the story all the time. He don't even work there anymore. Still tell because he was drunk and put someone.
Poor guy.
It still brings up. So that's a word out there. If you get drunk at a work function, you'll hear about it forever as long as you work there. And if you don't work there, you will take solace in knowing that they still talk about it there. And even if those people leave, they've already told someone new. So then they tell the story that they heard someone.
It spreads.
It becomes legend and it changes. Yes.
It's always it never goes away.
He fell and knocked the whole bar over.
No, and it gets worse when you're not there.
That's what
Now all of a sudden you did it with no pants. This fool took his pants off and knocked over all of the things.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, we saw his hairy ass. It was bad. Well, on that note, we'll wrap this up and go from there. I will want to say, Antonio, thank you very much for joining us for this week's episode. Give a round of applause, even though Dallas doesn't like to give round of applauses. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I don't, thank you.
Happy to join.
Appreciate it. Hopefully you can join us again for another episode as well, if you would like to.
Yep,
You can let
of
us know. Maybe
course.
after this one, you maybe you don't want to. But for anyone
No,
out
I
there,
hate you guys.
I hate Dallas. You're joining the club.
Yay.
For anyone out there, where do you want to plug anything, or you want to plug your streams or anything?
Yeah, sure. I'm Blame Antix on Twitch. I do a bunch of stupid nonsense and what else is new, and just
What is that tagline that you have? Is it? Well, maybe it's not tagline. It's more. I forgot. I thought I saw it somewhere, but maybe I saw it on the screen. It was like chaotic. I don't know.
Oh, the theme to the stream.
How you describe it?
That's something, some sort of chaos. Yeah. You're basically
Wholesome chaos or something.
Yeah,
wholesome chaos. Yeah,
Yes.
just a bunch of stupid stuff and one short little nerd.
I'll say a lot of Nintendo stuff. Obviously, now we talked about Dark Souls earlier.
Yep.
So it's Blame Antix on Twitch. I would say, obviously, if you're listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast service, probably Spotify, then come check us out over on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube pages. Blame Game Podcast. We're trying to get enough subs so we can change it to youtube.com/blame.
On that URL.
Let's do it.
But we're not there yet, so come check us out over there. I do break down the topics, and they go out every day after the podcast goes live on podcast services. Which I will say, the podcast gets I'm a little surprised. To be honest with you, I'm always surprised when you start a new podcast or start anything new, and you get people that will download it, and then I'm always wondering who are these people. Like I want to know details. I need to know, names, phone numbers, addresses, social security
Social
numbers.
Security.
Who is downloading this podcast?
Well, if you sign up for LinkedIn Premium, you can see everybody that's looking at your profile, Richard.
Well, LinkedIn, but I'm talking about. I want to know who
I'm
downloads the
being
podcast.
stupid.
Because so on just for like on the podcast service that I use to upload it, it tells you per website or per podcast service how many people download it on which day. So I know you guys are out there. I just need to know. Come say hello because
Who
I
are you? Yeah,
would like to know.
Make yourselves
Tell
known.
us
I would like
who
to
you
know.
are.
Who was that one person that downloaded me and Dallas last podcast at 4:46 a.m.? I need to know. I need to know. It was probably for you, because it was probably like 10 o'clock.
Australia.
Yeah.
Join us again, maybe.
That would be
Look,
nice.
I'm rambling on. I'm sorry. Please check us out on YouTube. And you can just search "Blame Me Up" podcast, and then the logo and everything comes up. You can check on those. If you want to see what some of my streams is, youtube.com/blameargo. Dallas, do you want to leave? Do you want to have anything to say for the people out there, or even our special guests?
No, yeah, just Antonio, thank you so much for coming on. It was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely have to do it again.
We sure will.
Whenever you want to. The door's always open. We record every week at some point.
Let me in. Let me in.
Dave's not here.
Maybe we can make a special where it just be a whole hour of video game talk.
That is another thing.
Oh,
is that
yes.
that was something we could have talked about forever. So, and Antonio, would be
I need my Stranger Things the recap because I'm angry about it. I'll leave it. I'm going too much. Thank you guys for everyone. Thank you, Antonio, again. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for anyone that's listening. Go check us out, and we appreciate everything and appreciate the love for the episodes. And we will see you guys for the next one. Until then, please have a wonderful weekend and see you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.